Hey everyone, what's going on? Needs more drums back in Port Farms for our 1000 cow series, and it is a beautiful July morning. It's about 6 a.m. right now, pretty early, but the sun is shining, and we have a lot to do today. So we're just taking a little bit of a drive in our Land Rover here, just to kind of show you guys the status of some of the fields on the farm. So as you'll notice, this is our grass field, our custom one that we created the borders of manually and everything, and this is ready for mowing, so we got that on the agenda. Corn is one stage away from being ready to harvest, so I'm guessing next month it'll be ready, which is perfect because we have plenty to do in the next couple days already. So that would just be ridiculous if we had to do a silage harvest, mowing, and we're ready to harvest our cereal crops. So our oats and our wheat are ready to go, as you can see here. So we're gonna get jump start on that today. First and foremost, today is harvest day. So before we do that though, we got a couple of other things to take care of. So number one is to feed the cows. It is super early, but the weather is looking great for the rest of the day, so we should have no problem getting in at least one field harvested, maybe two. I think I only have two crop fields at this moment, if I remember correctly. I think it's two grain fields and two corn fields. But anyway, this field is also ready for mowing here, so we'll get that done within the next couple days as well. And then we also have some silage that was delivered yesterday, so we needed this so badly because we're actually out of silage at the moment. And I have some bales fermenting at the moment, but those won't be ready probably for another day or two. So in the meantime, we decided to pull the trigger and just buy some of these. And to be honest, I did not have the time to drive to the store, get them loaded up, and come back. And I needed them, this morning. So they were kind enough to drop these off yesterday for me. And so we have these today. Costs a little bit more to get them delivered, but you know what? It is well worth it. I cannot complain, especially since, time is just so limited right now. This is such a busy time of the year when the weather's nice like this and everything's growing and ready to be harvested. So we're also gonna clean up this slurry spreader and this tractor. Those are in a little bit in need of just some routine maintenance. So we'll probably leave those out of commission for today, hopefully, if we can do that. But we won't even have anybody to run it really, because we're gonna be pretty busy with the milk deliveries and the harvesting. So let's go ahead and drive around here a little bit, and I'll show you guys kind of some of the bales that I've created. So we have silage bales here. This field actually gives not a terrible amount of bales. I mean, it's a pretty small field, but it looks like we got 8 bales out of that one back there that rolled into the fence. So overall, not a waste of time to do that. I mean, we get about 6-7 bales in a 1 TMR load in our feed mixer. So those definitely, won't go to waste. And over here, we have quite a few bales. So this is actually a pretty lucrative patch of grass that, I didn't want to just let sit around and be, completely useless to us. But I mean, look at how many bales we get out of this. So I think these are not ready to go just yet. I just created these yesterday. So yeah, we still got some time to go there. And then lastly, we have that field. You can kind of see, if you look really closely over there, you can see a couple of the blue bales peeking out. But yeah, that other grass field that we have over there by the big barn, that's also got a few bales in it. So we're waiting for those to ferment. We're gonna take advantage of the massive income stream that we've been making. I think silage bales, it's let's see, I bought them in kind of a bulk quantity, and I think I spent, I want to say, what, probably about 40,000 for them, just under 40,000. And you know what? I mean, we'll make that back today just in milk sales alone. So I know that the big barn is totally full, and I mean, yeah, we make 30 grand, 10 grand each load. So I mean, we'll make 50 grand today probably between that big barn and the home farm, the home barn over here in milk sales. But yeah, just want to drive around here though. Let's before we get into harvesting and wake up the crew. It's really bright and early. I want to give them a chance to wake up a little bit. just want to drive around here, kind of check on some of these fields. So none of these are ready for harvest yet, or not harvest, but you know, grass harvest. So those are still growing. If we come around here, some of these may be ready. This is part of the big field there. Yeah, this one's all good to go. We have these couple of fields off to our right down here. I think we actually just cut these not too long ago. So these should not be ready if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are still growing as well. So, yeah, nothing to do here. That field is still growing too. Yeah, I think these are going to be fine. We're just going to leave these for now. But I did have a couple of additional thoughts that I will share with you guys in a minute. But first, I also want to say something else. So in other news, I have finally got my hands on a new set of pedals. So if you'll remember if you've seen the last episode of Lost, my my other farming sim survival series, I mentioned that I was having some throttle issues, and that not just the throttle but also the brake, I was getting some false readings on my Logitech pedals. And so I actually invested in a set of load cell pedals that, you know, have gotten pretty good praise, despite being at a lower price point than usual like load cell pedals are. But so far, you know, they were really easy to assemble. They look really good, and they, you know, feel very sturdy. There's a lot of customability with them, and they are the Simpson Pro pedals. I got them on Amazon for about 300 bucks or so. Not terrible, but you know, a little bit more pricey than the Logitech gear and everything would run you. But overall, I was pretty happy with them. I'm actually waiting on a racing stand because like a little kind of low profile sim rig. Because I'll be honest, they are way too heavy to they just slide around a ton, right? And so I need a little bit of something to, you know, kind of mount them to, so that they don't slide around and that I don't slide around in my office chair while I'm using them. But yeah, once I get that sim rig, it's supposed to come this week. I'll get that all hooked up and they'll be fully, you know, kind of ready to go. But in the meantime, I'm just able to use just the gas and the brake and kind of keep one foot on the platform. It keeps them from sliding. So I've opted to not use the clutch. So for this episode and maybe in my next episode of Lost, if I get to record that this week, then you'll notice like I won't be actually using the clutch to shift, but I still have it in manual mode. I always love, you know, choosing the gears and everything, but with using the clutch right now, having to take, you know, 2 feet off of the pedal plate to you know, activate the clutch and the gas and kind of balance that, it'll just slide all over the place. So it's a smooth metal plate on a carpeted floor, so you know, not great. But yeah, let me get in here. Let me actually close this window. I forget which one I actually needed. I forget actually how to close this. I think it's some combination. There we go. Cool, first try. All right, no, not the door. But anyway, so now we can give this a nice clean, and then we'll just tinker with this for a minute, get the harvester kind of prepped, pull it out of the shed. It hasn't seen the light of day. Well, it's, you know, not in a covered in a lock shed, but you know, it hasn't really moved since honestly since like last year's harvest. That thing's been sitting pretty dormant this year. So we're gonna get that ready to go, make sure it's all fueled up, pull out some of the trailers, get those hooked up, and then I will call Jerry and Peter, have them get over here, and we can start with today's work. So I will catch you guys in a second. All right, we got the slurry trailer all disconnected and ready to go for some couple of checks. We'll get to that a little bit later today. We got the trailer hooked up to the International in the meantime, and we got the combine all fueled up and ready to go. So let's go ahead, jump in the combine, bring it over to the field, and then we'll call Peter and Jerry. Have one of them start actually delivering some milk, because I know the big barn is super full, and then the other one, we're probably gonna have, you know, I'm thinking Peter's gonna go ahead and run the combine today. I don't think he's gotten a chance to do that yet since he's a little bit newer. So I'm gonna have Peter run the combine, and I'm gonna jump in and just follow him, you know, with the tractor and kind of run to and from the silo here. Which reminds me, I actually gotta, before Jerry goes and delivers the milk, I think you should come back and move this trailer. I could probably do it with one of the tractors too. So whatever, we'll get this moved out of the way. We have a little bit easier access into the silo, or we could just pull up, probably use the side dump feature of the trailer for once. Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, we'll be able to make it in here. No need to move that out of the way. Create more work for ourselves. So yeah, let's go ahead, jump in, head to the field, and get started with some harvesting. All right, so I'm actually just gonna leave Peter to it. So I'm just gonna drop off this trailer for now. He can come and empty out the combine whenever he gets full, and then I'm just gonna go head back, go and see if I can get some work done on that slurry spreader. Just in the spare time, I'll be back here to pick up this trailer. This isn't a super, I mean, this is a pretty high yielding field, you know, all things considered, but it's just not a, you know, insanely high yielding crop. So he's no use kind of waiting around for him to get done. I think he might be almost full pretty soon, but I mean, either way, doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna go ahead and park this up right here in the field. Hopefully he should be able to get to this okay. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it around, but I want a little bit of space to work with here. At least it looks like he can get around here and kind of pick back up where he left off. Yeah, we're gonna disconnect this, head back, go and do some work on the storage spreader, and then we'll go check up on this in a little bit. All right, guys, it's just about noon. We've been working on this for a couple of hours. Seem to have gotten everything all fixed up. Just nothing, you know, serious. Just kind of tightening a couple hoses, making sure everything was connected. Ended up, you know, filling up the tires, making sure all the pressures were good. Just, you know, always good to kind of take a minute to maintain our equipment, you know, while we have the chance. So yeah, so now I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the tractor. We're gonna leave that for now. Probably gonna do some slurry transporting later in the day. But for now, we're gonna jump back in and go check on Peter in the field. So far, haven't heard anything from him, you know, in terms of any issues or anything. So I assume that everything's running good. So just go ahead and run down there and see how he is doing. There we go. It looks like he's actually just emptying the tank again. See how full the trailer is. You know, we might go and run up and do a drop off at the silo. And nothing like 2 internationals in the field. Looking good. A couple of classics. But yeah, just split it up into some lands today. Some different lands, as they call it. Make sure that the header pipe is always on the outside. So looks like he just got done with this first one, lining up for his second. We're gonna go ahead and hook up to the trailer. And yeah, it's actually looking pretty full. So yeah, we'll go ahead and drop this off. Looks like our timing could not have been better. This is everything's running pretty smoothly today, I must say. We got Jerry delivering some milk. Already made hefty profits from that. So we're gonna go ahead and run this down to the silo up here at the top of this hill. I always forget. I made sure that to tell Peter to go sideways along this field. So I remember when we were, you know, using that field for the forage harvest. Oh, looks like Jerry's all done emptying the milk from the big barn. We'll see if he wants to come up here and empty the milk from here too. I think there's still quite a bit in here. Let's go drop this off, and then we'll get in touch with him. But yeah, I remember that field was very steep when we were running the forage harvester on it, and it was difficult to get up and down the hills. So I figured it might be a little bit easier to maintain speed if you're going, you know, kind of side to side, parallel with the slope, rather than perpendicular to it. So far, no complaints. So I'm assuming it's working, but we shall see. Looks like we're good to go. Unloading our wheat into the silo. First load of the season. I'm curious what our yield's going to be at the end of the day, but so far we got a lot of field left to go and a pretty full trailer right now. So things are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead back and keep going. And you know what? While we're here, things are running pretty smoothly right now. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the field and kind of run alongside here just as we go. Keep myself busy. I could go and drop this off and go and run some slurry, but to be honest, I don't really feel like doing that right about now. I'd much rather take part in the harvest and kind of help out. That way he could just keep going and doesn't have to waste time driving up and down the field to get to the trailer. So always a good idea if you can to keep things moving along here. So just go ahead and pull up right alongside and we'll get going. All right, we just got our second trailer, or I guess half a trailer. We didn't do the full one, but I decided to come over here. We're gonna go ahead and fuel up the John Deere. This is a nice little mod if you haven't heard of it, the manual refueling mod. Just one of those things, you know, some of these mods are so simple, but just add to that little bit of immersion, just having to get out of the tractor to actually activate refueling, or you know, like my exhaust mod that I have that gives a little bit of exhaust smoke depending on the load of the engine. Just things like that that just make it a little bit more immersive. But anyway, what we're gonna do here is go ahead and hook this up to the slurry tanker for once. Gonna have the John Deere run this for a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead, fill it up once here. And then I'm gonna bring this over to the actually to the store down the street where Jerry just got done delivering the milk for now. It seems like both of the barns are pretty empty. See if I can fit past here. Tight squeeze, but we got it. No worries. Like a true pro. But anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick him up, and then he's gonna get started. We're going to swap out. He's going to get started on actually... Oh, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Trying to make sure I'm pressing the right buttons here. But anyway, yeah, he's going to start emptying some of the slurry from, like, you know, some of these barns over here, from the big barn. And then I'm going to go ahead and meet back up with Peter and the combine. Go ahead and keep running the trailers for him. Just that way we got this back in commission and can actually empty some of these tanks out. They're getting pretty full, some of them, so it's actually, we got to get this done today. I didn't think we would need to do this, but here we are. We actually do need to get some of these emptied out. So no worries, shouldn't take too long. We still got plenty of daylight left. And after that, you know, maybe we'll see if we can even get started on a second field. But we'll cross our bridge when we get there. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring this over. We'll have Jerry take over, and then we'll go and check up on Peter again. See you guys in a bit. Alright, we'll look at that. Looks like Peter is already almost done with this field. This is exciting. Don't know how full he is. Let's just go ahead and pull up alongside. Here we got plenty. He's got plenty in the hopper there, ready to be transferred to the trailer. Oh yeah, he's just about full there. Perfect timing again. All right, there we go. Yeah, he had quite a bit in the hopper there, well, almost 30% of the trailer. So yeah, we're just gonna finish this up, and then I think I actually might do a little bit of a harvesting myself, if I'm being honest. I kind of want to jump in the combine for a little bit and maybe do our second field. So I might actually have Peter after this go and start getting some mowing done. And I had a revelation a little while ago when I was doing some work on the farm off camera. I realized when I was cutting for those silage bales that I showed you guys at the beginning of the episode, those ones just kind of randomly throughout the farm, you know, in those random grass patches. As I was cutting the grass for those, I realized that the mowers that I have actually have swathing mode built into them. So, who knew? I think somebody may have made a comment about that, like a little while back. And I was like, no, these mowers, they don't have it, you know. And then for some reason, it kind of popped up on my on the little help, you know, key menu one day. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's a work mode adjustment. And sure enough, there is in fact a center, left, and right swathing mode on those mowers. So this whole time I could have been completely just cutting out a step with cutting the silage. And I've just been doing, you know, more work than I had to. So the entire time, at least when making silage with hay, you can't swath it because you still need to ted it first. But at least for the silage, we could have just cut directly into swaths and then just followed it up with a baler and had no need for the windrowing. So that just was an absolutely hilarious revelation. And you know, going forward, we're going to be able to make use of that. I'll demonstrate that in a little bit before we hand it off to Peter. I'll let him have a little break since he's been sitting in his combine the whole time. But yeah, just absolutely ridiculous that I never noticed that before. But anyway, we're going to finish up here, and then I'll check in with you guys when we are done. All right, just jumping in the combine here. We're actually going to go ahead and pick up some of these random little patches here that were missed. You know, we want to make sure that we get every single piece of wheat that we can, maximize our yield. And yeah, Peter did a great job, but sometimes, you know, this harvester's a little bit small. It's not always easy to see out of the front of the cab. So no surprise that, you know, a couple of spots were missed, but I mean, it's probably worth a few extra bucks. It might not even be worth it to do this, honestly. But up at the top, there's quite a big bit that was passed by. So I'm gonna go grab that. Yeah, then we're just gonna go unload this in the trailer, empty it out, and then get started on the next field. We still have plenty of time in the day. This took us not much time at all. And even notice this is actually one of those vehicles that has the interactive control compatibility, which is pretty cool. I've never actually used this in a vehicle before. So you know, as you just saw there, you can open the door. I can actually, I think this is the toggle the pipe in and out if I'm correct. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you just saw it coming in there. Then if I do it again, it'll be swinging out. There we go. Pretty cool. Yeah, we got our lights here, our ignition, different settings for this little dial here. You can check the different speeds of the different motors and the header. Pretty cool. Anyway, all right, we're gonna finish this up, get this unloaded, head over to the next field. All right, there we go. We got everything unloaded here, so we're gonna go ahead to the next field. Drop off the combine there. We'll get this tractor unloaded, and you know what I'm actually gonna do, or actually I'm gonna have Peter do, is I totally forgot. We got straw on the field. So I would like to get that baled. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I would like to get that baled sooner rather than later. And I'm just going to have him go ahead and grab the baler and do that. I'll just, he could, you know, just take one of the other tractors. Honestly, probably just have him take the International. He can just leave the trailer here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Or, you know what? I may need that trailer, actually, if he's going to be baling. Decisions. That means I'm going to have to go and disconnect the... I don't know if the Ford could pull that trailer. We'll see. I'll take a look at the hitch on it, and if I can get that the Ford to pull that trailer, then great. I gotta remember how to get into this field. Oh, I can get in. Okay, good. I can get in that way. I almost thought I'd have to go. Yeah, because you have to get in. The original way is to go around there. But I also think that there's a gate. Oh, there's an entrance right here. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna leave this here for now. Get the tractor down here, figure out what to do about the baler, and yep. See you guys soon. All right, guys. So we are done harvesting the first field. I got Peter out of the combine into the New Holland. Actually, you can see him over there getting started on the baling of the straw, which is actually I forgot about straw, so that'll be nice to have that as a little filler for our TMR. You know, we don't have to use as much silage and hay, so that'll be really, really nice to have that again. And we're gonna make some more in this field. And while he's doing that, Jerry's over emptying some of the slurry tanks. Those are in some of the barns. Those are getting kind of full. So I'm gonna jump in and do a little bit of harvesting because I never get to do this, and I kind of I've been looking forward to this year. So we still have plenty of daylight left. It's only about almost 4 o'clock, but this field shouldn't take too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in this old International. Go ahead and get started. I forgot this thing is a little bit slow. It's a little bit, you know, down on power compared to some of the other combines. Maybe some more modern pieces of equipment, but you know what? For our purposes, I think it's just fine. We don't do a lot of harvesting on the farm, so could be worse. Can't really complain too much. Okay, let's see how we're doing. My line's not too bad, I guess. Could have gone a little closer back there. Oh, it looks like Jerry just reached the slurry cell point. Let's go ahead and reposition. Still getting used to using this farm stick with the harvester. I'm not quite familiar with it. As you can tell, I just turned off the harvester. Didn't really mean to do that. Let's go ahead and swing around here. Get this next headland started, and we're gonna do a couple of headland passes, and then I think we might do something similar to what Peter was doing, if we can. Maybe do some of those kind of island type passes where, you know, we make sure that the header's on the outside, even though that's kind of irrelevant because we're just doing this for ourselves. We're not actually, you know, nobody's running a trailer or anything for us. I guess it really doesn't matter, but you know, who cares? Maybe we'll just mix it up, try something different. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this, and slowly but surely we will get it done, and I will let you guys know when we are finished. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but we'll do what we can. All right, guys, just finished up harvesting the field here. Got our last load from the combine here, about 30% full. I remember oats aren't a particularly high yielding crop, but you know, doesn't seem too bad for the you know, relatively small field that we have. And so with this being said, I think we're just going to go ahead and check out our total yield for the day, since we have both fields harvested, and then we're probably just going to call it an episode because kind of running out of daylight. I do need to feed the cows, so I'm going to do that after I let you guys go, and then I'm also going to see if I can get any baling done for the straw for that field, because it is supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know when the rain's going to come. So far, looking at the forecast, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a cloudy morning, and then it might, I don't know if the rain's going to come in the morning or the afternoon. We're going to have to wait a little bit more to get a more accurate forecast for that. But, you know, we'll do what we can, and if not, then we're just going to have to kind of wait till tomorrow, hope the rain's not too heavy, and, you know, bale the straw when it dries. But yeah, we do have quite a bit left to do in the next couple of days in terms of we got to get another grass cut in, and pretty soon it's going to be time for the forage harvest as well. So I think, well, like I said, let's go ahead and check the yields for the day, and then we'll call it a day. So let's go ahead and if I can figure out how to turn all the lights off here. Don't remember. Oh, there we go. I think I got that. Yep. Perfect. Still getting used to these farm stick controls. But yeah, we're going to clean this up a little bit later too. So for now, let's just go ahead and check out. Let's go take this to the silo, and then we will check our yields for the day. All right, so it looks like at the end of the day here we have about 33,500 liters in wheat, and about 21,000 liters of oats. So all in all, that's not really too bad, given that oats we should expect a price, you know, over $1,000 per 1,000 liters. So hopefully that will get us, you know, 25 grand or so, probably a little bit more, maybe closer to 30 even. And then this close to $700 is our kind of our price point. So you know, a little less than 30 grand. But either way, we're looking at, you know, maybe like a $50,000 harvest this year. Not bad, considering that we don't actually, you know, need to do anything with cereal crops other than just sell them. So and kind of use the straw for the TMR or whatever. But yeah, overall, that's not too bad of a yield for those two small fields. We did a great job, you know, preparing the crops, fertilizing and all that, making sure we didn't have any weeds, anything like that. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it an episode for the day. Probably only a couple more episodes left in the series. I know this was a little bit of a long one, but we did have quite a bit of stuff to do. Going forward, you know, we're just gonna probably on the next episode, I want to, you know, get this grass cut, maybe do some bale stacking, and then in the last probably just one more after that, we'll just, you know, get into the forage harvest, and then once we get that done, that's kind of it for the year, other than maybe another cut of grass. So for now, hope you guys have a great week. I'm going to go and feed the cows before the end of the night. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series, and, you know, coming to an end pretty soon. Got something new planned, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.